motivational fitness coaching for beginners.
And a personal vision statement really keep you motivated, especially through tough times. Let's find out how it works and why it works in today's episode. You're listening to Trying to Fit, a motivational fitness podcast helping beginners to get fit through the proper mindset, planning, and actions. I'm your host, Coach Glad Simeon. I'm an exercise physiologist and wellness coach with a philosophy to keep fitness practical so that it's easy to start and maintain. We're here to build your faith, get inspired to get healthier, and overcome anything keeping you from getting fit. Are you ready to put in work? Let's get started. Welcome to Trying to Fit, Season 2, Episode 3. I am your host, Coach Glad, and I want to thank you so much for joining me. What is a personal vision? Last week, the last episode, we introduced the personal vision and why it's so important. But just a quick review of what a personal vision statement is. It's a picture of your best self and why it's important for you to become this person. Now, every day you have a target to aim for, and you know you're getting closer to becoming that person from the results that you're getting. So, results are a byproduct of who you are and not just what you do. So, as you're making progress and getting closer and closer to your ideal self, your goals and your results will start to become your reality. And why is it so important for you to have a personal vision statement or personal vision is opposition is going to come. It is a part of the process. You can't set a goal without a challenge or difficulty, without something coming. It actually comes together in a package. You can't separate the two. You have a goal, there's always going to be something to challenge that goal. Now, what the personal vision statement does is that it reminds you of why you started, and it helps to remind you to keep going and why you need to keep going so that you outlast the challenge. Now, if it's still not clear for you what a personal vision statement is, have a quick quote for you. If you were to die tomorrow, what would you want people to say about you? Write it down. That is your personal vision statement. What do you want to be remembered by? A tired, angry parent or a loving and supportive parent? Do you want to be remembered for being fearful and full of regret, or someone that was courageous and tried? You want to be known as a quitter, or do you want to be known as more than a conqueror? Now, having a personal vision statement is going to spark that intrinsic motivation. That's the motivation that lasts, not external motivation or rewards, but something inside you is your why. And that's what's going to keep you motivated through tough times. Now, today we are going to discuss building a personal vision statement and one that compels you towards your goals. Are you ready to get started? Let's get after it.
Alright, warm up time. Let's get started.
Now, I want to encourage you with a short story about Michelangelo's David. Michelangelo's David is probably one of the most recognizable pieces of artwork in the entire world. Um, Michelangelo was commissioned to create the David to go on top of this cathedral in Italy. He was commissioned at 26 to build it. Now, what's not very known is that the the block of marble that was used to create the David two other artists were commissioned to create the same work of art. Now, they deemed that piece of marble unusable. They started and tried and they deemed it unusable. Michelangelo found a way to make it work. He used his chisel and his hammer, and he began working away at David. It took him a few years. He worked day and night. Uh, Worked during the day in secrecy. At night, he worked by candlelight, just chiseling away day after day until he created the David. It was such a remarkable piece of art that they said that this can't go on top of the cathedral, that it has to be somewhere where people can actually see it. Now, the David is actually a very, very large piece of artwork. It's almost 2 stories high and it weighs about 6 tons. But the same way that Michelangelo created the David, you can create your own work of art. You can create your personal vision statement. You can create the life of your dreams. Your life may feel like a large, unusable piece of marble, but through your personal vision statement and through working at it day and night, you can achieve your goals. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take effort. There is no magic pill. There's no quick fixes, but you can live your ideal life if you are willing to work at it. And it all starts with that personal vision statement. Now, I'm gonna give you an easy format to follow to create your first one. And this will not be your last one. It's your personal vision is something that's going to be fluid. As you change and as you grow, as you evolve, your goals will change and evolve. But I'm going to give you a 3-part framework to follow. The first part is, who do you aspire to be? The second part is, what habits will you possess? And the third part is your impact. Now, we're going to separate it into paragraph form, but feel free to write it and rewrite it until it feels right.
All right, time to put in the work. Ready, set, go.
The first part is, who do you aspire to be? I am a blank. You insert your adjective. Do you want to be a runner, a weightlifter, the top saleswoman in your company, a supportive mom, supportive dad? You want to be a better listener. Who do you want to be? So start out with who you are by what you do, who you are because of your beliefs and your core values, and who you are based on your goals. So if your goal is to become a runner, I am a runner. I will run my first half marathon before the end of this year. I will train every day and work at it every single day to become better. That is the first part. Now, the middle section or the second part is the healthy habits or the behaviors that you want to have. It consists of, what habits do you want to do consistently because of your beliefs and your core values? What behaviors do you want to demonstrate? And in which situations are you going to demonstrate these behaviors? And why is it important for you to practice those habits and demonstrate those behaviors? So if you want to become a better parent, a better listener, because my family is important to me, I will become a better listener. When I feel myself getting angry, I will pause, take a deep breath, and try to listen to my children and try to see things from their perspective rather than flipping out. So that's an example of the second part. And now the third part is your impact. Because I am my ideal self, it will directly impact these people. Because I am my ideal self, I have more blank to do blank. And which part of the world will feel the biggest impact because I'm living out my personal vision? Because I am a better listener, I am more patient with my children, they will feel the impact where they can come to me with whatever's going on in their lives and they don't feel that they have to hide things from me. And that will deepen our relationship, that will deepen our bond, and they will feel my impact, or my community will feel my impact. Because I have more time, I have more energy, I will focus on bettering my community, and my community will feel my impact. Now, I have an article from highlandscompany.com where it has personal vision examples that you can follow. There's three of them in this article. Feel free to read the article. The link will be in the description, and it gives you three examples written three different ways. Mix and match until you find your voice. I'm going to read just one of them. This is personal vision statement number 2 from the Highlands Company at highlandsco.com. To be the person my children look to pride when they say, "This is my dad." To be the one my children come to for love, comfort, and understanding. To be the friend known as caring and always willing to listen empathically to their concerns. To be the person not willing to win at the cost of another spirit. To be the person who can feel pain and not want to hurt another. To be the person who speaks for the one that cannot. To listen for the one that cannot hear. To see for the one that without sight. And to have the ability to say, "You did that, not I." To have my deeds always match my words through the grace of God.
All right, last set. Time to push yourself.
Now that you have a framework for your personal vision statement, write it down and keep rewriting it until you can see the picture of your ideal self in your mind, living your ideal life. Now, you keep writing it, and you know that you have a good personal vision statement when you read it. It sparks you into action, it sparks you into doing something or wanting to do something. And you will need that every time you don't feel the energy to get started, or there's so much coming against you. Read your personal vision statement. So I want you to do these three things. I want you to read your personal vision statement daily, preferably at least once when you wake up and before you go to bed, and memorize it. And the second thing is, I want you to ask yourself, what small step can I do today to move me closer to that? Not what big step, what small step can I do? And I want you to set goals or to step into that the next day. So read it daily, ask yourself what small step that you can do, and set goals for the next day or even that day to step into your personal vision. Now, now that you have your vision, we're going to introduce your goals. Having goals is important, but what's more important than just having goals is to have a plan to go along with it. And the reason why we don't just focus on goals and why your goals have to have a plan to go along with it, you increase your success rate when you have goals that go and plans to fulfill those goals. Now, there was a very, very popular Harvard study in 1979 when they had a graduating class of MBA students, and they wanted to know which or how many of these actual students had written goals and a plan to actually fulfill those goals. What they found out from this graduating class in 1979 of Harvard MBA students that 84% of the class had no goals at all. 13% had set written goals but no concrete plans, and only 3% of the class had both written goals and concrete plans. Now, years later, they followed up to see how successful these MBA students were. And this is how successful they were. So I'm going to give you this quick example. So the 84%, let's say that the 84% of the MBA students that had no goals at all, let's say they were making $100,000 a year. Now, those are the people that did not have any goals. The 13% that had written goals but no concrete plans, they ended up making twice as much as the 84%. So if the 84% was making 100,000 a year, the 13% that had set written goals but no concrete plans, they ended up making 200,000 a year as an example. Now, the most shocking thing about this study is they found out that the 3% were making 10 times as much as the second group. So if the first group that had no goals was making 100,000, the 13% that had set written goals and no concrete plans, if they were making 200,000, they found out that the 3% that had both written goals and concrete plans were making $2 million. Yeah, 2 million. That's what I said. 2 million. That's how powerful having goals and concrete plans are. What I want you to do, this is your homework. You already created a list of your goals. Now, we're going to rewrite those goals and we're going to work on it in the next episode. And I want you to keep this in mind when thinking about your goals. The number one thing is be very specific. The more specific you are, the more likely you are going to achieve your goals. The second thing is dream big. Dream big. Do not limit yourself. Do not limit yourself. However, this is a caveat. Be realistic with what you can handle right now. Let me repeat that. Dream big. Don't limit yourself, but be realistic with what you can handle right now. And the last thing is think about obstacles that could get in your way. Yes, you have goals, but realistically, think about what can keep you from achieving those goals. Now, you have your personal vision statement to keep you motivated, to remind you of your why. You have your goals. We're going to develop a plan to achieve those goals. And we're doing this different. And I want you to shift your mindset and not think so much about your past failures. This is a new approach. We're doing things differently. So therefore you're going to have different results. You have your personal vision, You have your goals, and you will have a plan to achieve those goals. And you can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. You just have to stick with it.
Time to cool down.
Thank you so much for listening to Trying to Fit. I am your host, Coach Glad. Follow me on Instagram at tryingtofitpod and subscribe on YouTube at Trying to Fit Pod. If you have big goals and you're tired of quick fixes, quitting, and failure, and you're ready to learn how to be unstoppable, coaching with me may work for you. My contact will be in the description. You can reach out and connect with me today. Join us next episode where we're going to be discussing setting goals that inspire. And if no one has told you yet today, I love you, God bless you, and be unstoppable.